Okay, we are going live. I'm just waiting for a few minutes just because I want to make sure things are set up correctly. On this channel, I'm basically going to go ahead and go over essentially. Let me just take a quick look and I'll share exactly what I'm going over. So I'm going to go over the UFC Freedom 250 White House press conference, Hamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland weigh-ins. I'm going to go over the UFC 328 Fight Week reactions. I'm going to go over Joe Hudson's take on Sean Strickland, basically the art of accomplishment perspective and MMA psychology, chaos, and fight promotion itself. That being said, welcome to the MMA K channel. Thank you so much. And let me just quickly check a couple things, make sure we are Gucci. Okay. Looks like we are going good. Now, I'm not sure if this live is showing up yet, but just checking real quick on my side. Yeah, I think we're live. So yeah, if you are just joining right now, I'm going to be going over all the UFC drama, whatever has been happening. We just had the UFC Freedom 250 fight card just happen. Just pull up something on my phone real quick. Okay, so I want to go over a lot of things today. Yesterday, I did a live as well. If you guys haven't watched it already, go ahead, take a look at it. But I did a live yesterday on the fight card press conference, and I did a reaction to that. So I'm going to do the same thing today. I'm going to go over the reaction for the UFC Freedom 250 fight card presser. It got really exciting at the end. It's only like 20 minutes long, so it's not going to be too bad. And then I'm going to go over, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Joe Hudson, but I'm going to go over that as well. And I'm going to also go over any questions you guys have, any comments you guys leave in the box as well. So if you want to comment and share anything with me, feel free to do that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. That being said, let's go ahead and go no further, but get into it immediately. So bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to pull it up on my screen and we're going to get into it immediately. So looks like Ilia Topuria and Josh Hokit have some genuine beef now at this point. That being said, I just want to fix this real quick, the layout. I did this yesterday, so I think this is better. Okay, cool. All righty then, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. Just let me know if you can hear it. If you can't hear it, let me know as well. Yeah, sounds good. Can everybody hear me right now? Okay. If you guys could comment in there, that'd be great. It'll show up on my end anyway, so I'll know exactly when you guys let me know. But right now, I don't have anybody messaging or commenting yet. So yeah, let me know. Okay, so it looks like we got 7 of you right now on here. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me, so it should be okay. Okay.
His opponent, a fan favorite who never takes his foot off the gas. 27 victories, double-digit
this is the UFC 250
and submissions.
Press conference. We're going to go over it right now. We got
Here is the dynamic
Diego Lopez.
Diego Lopez. Next, we move to middleweight. First to the stage, a resurgent grappling ace from Philadelphia. He's blasted his way back into the octagon with 4 straight wins, all ending before the...
Also, I know there's a little bit of a delay or lag, so I'm going to try and keep it going, but yeah.
A final horn. Eyeing a signature win at the White House, here is Kyle Daukaus.
I think he's going to win against Bo Nickal.
His opponent, a heavily decorated 3-time national champion wrestler
I don't know
from
if you guys
Penn
saw the
State
crowd, the way
University,
they were
who's already applied his skill to mixed martial arts just fine.
Bo Nickal's hair looks so weird to me, by the way.
Real head kick knockout in his last fight.
Makes him look like a kid, in my opinion.
Bo
But
Nickal.
it is what it is.
Next, we move to 155 pounds.
Yes, if you haven't watched it yesterday, I went ahead and did something like this yesterday.
Former
Go
MMA
ahead and
champion with 23 wins, 18
go ahead and do that after
finishes,
this. But
and 5
now we're going to go over
performance awards in
everything
7 UFC
on this
fights.
UFC.
Ladies and gentlemen,
250
here is the always
press
entertaining Iron Michael Chandler.
The guy with no fight IQ.
His opponent is eager to assert himself as a real problem in the division. With spectacular knockout wins
just
over
announced as
Jamie
well that they're
Malarkey,
not going to be
King
doing.
Green, and
He's no more part of the fighting nerd.
Has his sights set on
That was
another
interesting. Someone actually asked that
moment in
question about it
DC.
too.
This is Mauricio Hoofy.
Mauricio Hoofy. Yeah, Bo Nickal looks like a weird, like no beard. The hair looks like that.
First to the stage.
Fascinating thing. The weirder part was that Sean O'Malley didn't say shit.
No one has electrified UFC crowds quite.
No one really asked him
man.
anything, and he just didn't
He
say anything.
owns the most knockouts in UFC history with 16, and the
I'm a big
confidence
Derek
to
Lewis
add
fan, but
another
you're
in
gonna see
front
Josh
of the
Hokit kind
president.
of steal
Here
the
is
thunder.
the one and only Derek, the Black Beast Lewis.
Garcia.
Standing in his way, a man with no fear or regard for
Black
records
Beast.
or accomplishments. A brash, tough, and incredibly exciting finisher.
By the way, if you guys don't know already, you can go ahead and click down on the, I think it's the bottom right. If you click on that, you can subscribe. So if you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe.
Hokit.
If you feel like leaving a comment in the section as well, the comment section. Oh shit! You just go for a fucking takedown. That's hilarious. Single leg.
Next, we move
I did not
to
actually see that before
featherweight.
this.
Coming to the stage first, a dangerous veteran who's peaking at the right time. He's dispatched his last 7 opponents, including division record holders and Hall of Famers
Crazy that
alike.
Aiemann Zahabi had
And now
a
has
7-fight
his
win streak.
crosshairs focused on
Like you said,
arguably the
dispatching
sport's
his opponents.
biggest
He's
star.
not really dispatching them,
This
bro.
is
He's like,
Aiemann
arguably he could have lost
Zahabi.
all those fights. Or at least the last 3, I think.
His opponent is no stranger to owning the moment when the lights are shining brightest. An elite striker and knockout artist of the highest order, who's had fans leaping out of their seats since his debut.
I cannot believe Sean O'Malley didn't
Please
say a
welcome
fucking thing.
the former
Like this whole
UFC
press conference, Sean O'Malley
bantamweight
said
champion,
not one thing.
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Look at Bo Nickal, the way he's looking at Sean O'Malley. Bo Nickal looks so weird without his fucking beard, man. And that haircut.
Next up, the first of our 2 title fights
Oh,
in the
it's favorite
heavyweight
about me too.
division. First to the stage, an elite athlete with the footwork and skill that is unmatched at his
Ciryl Gane.
size. Unbeaten
Dude, the
in
crowd
his last
booed him
3
like
fights
fucking
and
crazy.
starving to
You
own
hear it here.
the undisputed title. Please welcome the former interim heavyweight champion, Ciryl Gane.
This is a very good place, and this is the real belt.
Across
This is the
the
real belt.
octagon is a man looking to do what no other fighter has
This is
done.
the real belt.
Having built a career shredding through opponents on his
Bro, I
way
can't believe
to
they put Ilia Topuria
championships
next to
in
him.
2 weight classes. This Brazilian savage is moving up to heavyweight to become the first
Wait, where did they put
three-division
him?
UFC
Oh, they put him, yeah,
champion.
across. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dude, the
please
seating, they need
welcome
like more
Alex Poata
space between each fighter, man. Shut him out and just put it on his fucking phone. Come on, bro. You at work, you can't do that.
And finally, undisputed lightweight gold is on the line in the main event. Up first, a one-of-a-kind showman, a human highlight reel who has accumulated a
Goddamn, these
staggering
fucking announcements take you forever, bro.
performances in 15 UFC fights.
I'm just gonna fucking fast forward. Fuck this.
A man both poised UFC lightweight champion, El Matador, Ilia
Fucking
Topuria.
3 UFC belts right there. Let's fucking go. It's actually pretty fucking
What's
beautiful.
up,
I'm not
everybody?
gonna lie.
Thanks for coming out today.
Imagine.
Before we get this thing started, I wanted to announce that Crypto.com just put up $1 million for UFC White House fight bonuses. So the guys that are involved in the fight of the night at the White House will split $600,000. Congratulations, boys. Who's got the first question?
Just engaged.
Start with the champion, Ilia Topuria, in the front right here, other side, right here, right here. Obviously, a lot of people were vying for this spot, being side A of this historic card. I guess, what does it say about you that the UFC is trusting you for such a marquee event in an historic moment?
Mira, una oportunidad tremenda y una cartelera histórica. ¿Qué dice de ti que el UFC te puso básicamente como estelar para esto?
Honestly, I don't know what it says about me. I'm just so grateful with the UFC and with Dana, with everyone that was involved in this event that gave me this huge opportunity. And the only thing I can say is thank you, and I really appreciate it.
And standing opposite you is Justin Gaethje, obviously one of the most, maybe the most exciting fighter that has ever stepped into the UFC octagon. What are you expecting from Justin? How can you possibly prepare for someone where a lot of their opponents just don't look the same after fighting Justin?
Listen, one thing I know for a fact is that he never fought with someone like me. And the only thing that I want from Justin is to him to show up in the event, and I'm going to do the rest. You know what I mean?
Question for Justin.
I like how he smirks right now, but like honestly, I think that the potential that these fighters have is to get into his head. Like if he had like a Conor McGregor or someone like that against him, and someone that had good trash talk and also like brought valid stuff as well, points up as well, I think that would be pretty good. Because I mean, Josh Hokit just told him to go fuck off, and he got pissed, and he got really pissed. He got pissed like how he got pissed with Paddy Pimblett when Paddy Pimblett told him to, basically fuck off, and he got into the octagon with him. He wasn't happy, so I think it's probably quite easy to get into Ilia's head. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but that's how it felt today. Because Josh Hokit also said like some low bar stuff as well, like about his wife and go find your wife in Miami, or I'm gonna go find your wife in Miami, something like that.
Justin, right here. Obviously, everyone wanted this main event spot. You're the American in this historic card at the White House. You essentially manifested this in January. You said beat Paddy, unify against Ilia. You got what you wanted. I guess, what are the emotions now before this historic event?
Yeah, it is an absolute dream come true.
A dream
from
come
where I come from, we all come from somewhere, but I come from the middle of nowhere, and to represent this country on this level at this moment in my career is something that I could have never dreamt of. My first fight ever was outside, and one of my last fights will be outside. So
one of your last
fights. It's a crazy life. I'm just so ready. I'm so ready to put it on the line. I don't give a fuck if he beats me, doesn't beat me, doesn't matter. I'm coming in there and I'm gonna try to knock this motherfucker out. I will be throwing missiles on the White House lawn on June 14th.
That's not good.
I promise you that.
And a lot of people say
that's not really good, because honestly, like Topuria is really crisp and very, 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 like, he doesn't put himself out of position. Now, obviously, I'm not like a seasoned fighter or anything like that per se, but that being said, he's like really good at the way he puts and breaks down the fights and the way he analyzes the fights. And we've seen Justin Gaethje in the Charles Oliveira fight like overswing like dramatically to the point where he was actually falling over at one point. Like he was tipping over because he was throwing so fucking hard. And to me, that's not good. That's terrible. And also, Justin Gaethje said Charles Oliveira was the hardest hitter. So like, why would you even throw that hard? I think he needs to really compose himself. You like learn from his past mistakes. Every time he gets anytime he loses composure in any of his fights, that's when he ends up losing that fight. Like if you look at all his fights, like the Khabib fight, at the Khabib fight he actually did okay. But the one with Charles Oliveira, he lost composure. The one where he was with, fuck me, I think that's the only one I can think about now that I think about it. But the one with Charles Oliveira, and then the one he had another fight as well where I thought he kind of lost his composure. Obviously the Max Holloway, I thought he did pretty good. He just didn't know how to like change the game plan in mid-fight. He didn't have that like game plan. Like he didn't have that understanding on how to like pivot, I guess is what I would say. But that being said, I don't really know what kind of changes he could have made differently that would have helped him be more effective with his striking in that fight with Max Holloway. Max Holloway just looked like he wasn't there to lose that night. And yeah, Justin Gaethje is a really fucking hard hitter, right? Like obviously he is. And that being said, I think this fight is going to be, we obviously saw him doing the wrestling and stuff like that in his camp at the moment. So I think this fight is going to be a little bit more contested than most people think and a little bit more competitive. But at the end of the day, I do think Ilia Topuria is going to knock him out.
This run that Ilia's on might be the best 3 wins we've ever seen in the UFC. You fought all of the great lightweights of the world. How does Ilia stack up compared to your past opponents?
Yeah, I think he's my second toughest test ever, next to Khabib. But yeah, those three knockouts, Volkanovski, Holloway, Oliveira, yeah, legendary. So it's just gonna make this win that much more spectacular.
He said Volkanovski, Holloway, Oliveira, the ones that Ilia Topuria knocked out. But then he didn't mention Charles Oliveira in one of his toughest fights. So I find that a little bit interesting because I think Charles Oliveira is one of his toughest fights, if not the toughest one. I mean, even that, like, dude, Charles Oliveira missed weight and didn't get to, which we're going to go into that a little bit later about Hamzat Chimaev missing weight. Ooh, fuck me. What did I do? My bad. Hamzat Chimaev missing weight. And yeah, I think, I don't know, Fight Society, bro. He's spitting some. He's investigating, bro. He's investigating these motherfuckers, and genuinely, I think he's on something right now. Like he made a video about Khabib. He made a video about Khabib's scheme right now recently and his record. He made a video just about Hamzat Chimaev possibly missing weight, and I mean it's not a long video, but if you look at his video and watch it, it's very convincing that Hamzat Chimaev missed weight for this fight.
Question for Ciryl Gane. Right here.
Wow.
I have to ask, we haven't really seen you. We haven't seen or heard from you since that fight in Abu Dhabi. How's life? And I guess, what do you make of this reception here in Newark before this event in the White House?
We haven't heard or seen from you since the fight in Abu Dhabi. So what is it to be around here?
Yo, the crowd fucking dislikes him a lot. Like, the crowd really, really dislikes him. And that's interesting because, I mean, after the whole Aspinall thing, Aspinall made it seem like everybody was against Aspinall. Like, Aspinall made it seem like everyone's really upset with the fact that he stopped the fight because of the eye pokes and stuff like that. I think what's happening now, and based on like what's been going on with Aspinall, I think people are starting to recognize that this was all like Ciryl Gane's undoing it, and just basically ignorance for not understanding where his like fingers are and stuff like that. So he basically eye poked, or he basically fingered Tom Aspinall basically the way he fingered him the way Tom Aspinall wanted to finger Nina Drama. So okay, I'm gonna play this before I say something else.
Yeah, yeah.
He's saying to him in his ear, he's saying, "Don't be a cuck. Don't eye poke your fucking opponent anymore."
Yeah. I'm just happy to be here. Like, I just keep training.
See that? Dana was basically warning him, don't poke your opponent in the eye.
Since October, because we thought we were going to have a revenge earlier with Tom Aspinall.
He said, we're going to have a revenge. Motherfucker. What revenge are you talking about, bitch? Bro, you fucking poked Aspinall in the eyes. Like, I know everybody thinks that like that was like Aspinall being like, oh, a pussy or whatever. Bro, seriously, like I was in Canada at my friend's house, and I was like, he was trying to convince me. He actually did convince me. I'm not gonna lie. That Aspinall was just faking it and just like saw the way the first round was going and decided, you know what, fuck this thing. I'm gonna go out. I'm just gonna pretend I'm injured and whatever. He said he's basically pulling an Aljamain Sterling, and he was not pulling an Aljamain Sterling, in my opinion. So when I'm watching it, I'm like, knowing Tom Aspinall, I don't think he's that type of guy. I mean, look at all the bullshit he went through. He had the layoff right after he got the interim belt, and then you have fucking John Jones going to fight Stipe Miocic, which I'm not a big fan of that whole fight and why they did that. They should have done that. If John didn't get injured, then that's fine. They didn't need to do that. Then they should have just moved on with the interim champion and Tom Aspinall and John Jones. And that fight was gonna be like that fight feels like the fight that we have right now. Excuse me. Against Hamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland. Like the beef that they have, I feel like would have been as big, if not bigger, because they're heavyweights. But I think it would have been really big with these guys because, dude, like everybody would have been so fucking excited to see this fight. And I think most people would be cheering on Tom Aspinall, not John Jones, because when John Jones had that fight in that press conference with Stipe Miocic, he basically got booed the entire time, and everybody kept chanting, Tom Aspinall, or Tommy Aspinall. So yeah, like, and Ciryl Gane, man, like, bro, you've gotten 5 fucking title shots, and now you want your revenge. You weren't even supposed to get that fucking title shot in the first place. Alexander Volkov arguably won that last fight that you had. That was a split decision. So like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Some fucking crack cocaine.
Unfortunately, it was not free, not LC free. But yeah, we keep training, and now to be here, I'm so happy to be part of this event. And I'm so proud, really proud.
You fought big.
I'm so happy to be here. Really proud, really proud.
Heavy hitters like Francis and Derek and tall guys like Volkov. You faced off with Alex, who's coming up from light heavyweight. Did he feel and look like a heavyweight when you stood opposite him?
Yeah, he looked really like an heavyweight, and he's not a surprise because that's really interesting what I say, guys. Listen, I know.
I love how he's like showing that he's affected by this, by the way. I love how he's just showing that he's affected by the fact that people are booing him. Like, go fuck yourself, dude. Like, seriously, like, you shouldn't even be getting this fucking title shot. Honestly, what they should do is they should give it to the winner of Alexander Volkov versus Waldo Cortes Acosta. Like, they should genuinely give it to that. I mean, obviously, I know the timing's not right. Or they should fucking give it to Josh Hokit, which a lot of you are probably going to disagree with me because I like Josh Hokit a lot. That being said, like, I genuinely think that they should give it to fucking Josh Hokit. I mean, at this point, I mean, yeah. I mean, he's in the top 5, so I don't know if it might be too soon, but dude, I wait till we see Josh Hokit go up against Ilia Topuria and the fucking shit that they do there. That was fucking insane, yeah.
Everybody understand? Now I can talk, please. So I say,
bro, shut the fuck up, you little piece of shit.
We did already a face-off there 2 or 3 years ago. He came to France in Paris in RS. It was a pleasure.
Take your French fries and go back to France, bro, or French Canada, whatever the fuck it is.
To have him, and I knew already it's going to be big. It was already big, and the real question is how he did to make the weight for the middleweight. This is the real question.
What the fuck did you just say?
Paris in RS. It was a pleasure to have him, and I knew already it's going to be big. It was already big, and the real
pause. It was really big, just so you know, by Ciryl Gane. It was really fucking big, Mike.
Question is how he did to make the weight for the middleweight. This is the real question.
Wait, is he saying? Wait, what the fuck is he saying? He wanted to go down to middleweight? What the fuck is he saying?
It's not a surprise because that's really interesting what I say, guys. Listen.
It's not that interesting, bro. Shut the fuck up.
I know. Everybody understand?
Says the guy who's winding him multiple times.
Now I can talk, please. So I say, we did already.
I love this. He's like asking for permission. Can I speak? Can I fucking speak?
A face-off there 2 or 3 years ago. He came to France in Paris in RS. It was a pleasure to have him, and I knew already it's going to be big. It was already big, and the real question is how he did to make the weight for the middleweight. This is the real question.
Okay, I have no idea what the fuck.
Question for Poetan, right here.
I probably missed that. My bad. Anyway, fuck Ciryl Gane.
You're obviously shooting for history, getting your 3rd belt in a 3rd weight class. A lot of people think if you win this belt, you could be maybe the greatest fighter that has ever fought in the UFC. Is that something that weighs on your mind, or is it just business as usual at the White House?
E você está lutando pela história na Casa Branca por 3º cinturão e muita gente diz que se você ganhar esse cinturão, você vai ser considerado o melhor lutador da história. Pressão, pensa nisso, está na tua cabeça a ideia de ser considerado o melhor lutador da história ou basicamente é só mais um dia de trabalho?
Chama. Bom, eu venho fazendo meu trabalho, né? Eu recebo essas oportunidades porque eu venho fazendo grandes lutas, isso me deixa muito motivado. Bom, um 3º cinturão, todo mundo sabe da grandeza que é esse feito. Todo mundo sabe da minha história. Eu tenho certeza que muitas pessoas vão estar me vendo. Tem uma história bonita para motivar pessoas. Isso é que me inspira.
For sure, the work has been shown. I've been putting on the work, and the reason because I'm here is because of the work that I've been putting in and the effort that I put in as a reward for everything that I've done. And now an opportunity to turn that into a third belt. That is historic. That's something that inspires people because I come from something, a life of challenges, of difficulties. I have a very beautiful story to show, and for someone like me to accomplish that and to make history, it will inspire people as well.
And Ciryl obviously presents Ciryl.
Yeah, I mean, who can agree with that? I mean, who can disagree with that? Sorry. I mean, you can't even man, dude, I want Ciryl Gane to lose this fight. I'm just gonna be honest. That's my bias. I want Ciryl Gane to lose this fight. I want Shama to do his Shama thing and Shama it out. Shama these nuts.
Obviously presents a lot of problems for heavyweights, but when you break his skill set down, where does he actually shine in there?
O Ciryl sempre foi cara que deu problema para vários tipos de peso pesado. Quando você olha de maneira técnica, que problema que você vê no Ciryl?
Não, acho que todo atleta, todo adversário é um problema. São pessoas treinadas ali, querendo sair com a vitória. Né? Pô, eu agora indo para a categoria de cima, né? Claro que é um outro desafio, mas eu estou preparado para isso. Como ele falou, não sei como que ele fazia o peso médio, né? O cara desse tamanho. Então dá para ver que eu sou um peso pesado.
Every athlete poses a challenge, and he's no different to that. I mean, we're talking about a professional athlete. You just have to think about it. I'm ready for that challenge, and that's what happens. As he said, when he met me before, he thought he didn't know how I made middleweight. I was always prepared for heavyweight. I've been an athlete, ready to go, and I'm prepared for this.
Okay, so that's the context. They were asking specifically about Poatan Pereira. So I apologize. I did miss that. But that being said, like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I mean, I think Poatan's always been a big dude. The way he made middleweight just makes no sense to me either. I think that's the whole reason why he got knocked out by Izzy. Because Izzy didn't look good after that fucking fight, and Izzy wasn't winning that fight, up until that point. So, yeah, that's just my opinion.
And I have to ask you about that gentleman at the end of the table. He called you out after his last fight. Apparently, there's a report that he was sizing you up. What do you make of Josh Hokit's persona, and do you see that as a fight down the road?
E tem que perguntar sobre o cavalheiro que está no final ali da mesa, que falou o teu nome, mencionou o teu nome, depois da última luta dele, o Josh Hokit, que está aqui. O que você achou do fato que ele mencionou você?
Bom, não sei, eu estou focado na minha luta, né? Não tenho por que falar dessa luta agora.
I don't know, I'm focused on my fight. There's no reason for me to be talking about his fight now.
Well, last question for you, Dana. We saw this belt unveiled by President Trump. Is that the belt that will be wrapped around the winners of the main and co-main?
Yes, that's the belt.
Will President Trump be wrapping the belt around the winners?
That I don't know yet. I don't know.
Question for Michael Chandler. Michael, outside of the title fights here, you are the biggest underdog on this card. Do you feel Mauricio has done enough to kind of earn that respect from the odds makers, and do you feel disrespected at all by those odds?
No, I never feel disrespected at all. In this sport, you just got to focus on the task at hand. I don't care what the odds say. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do my job on America's birthday, being an American on this historic card. I respect Mauricio. I respect what he has done. I respect who he has fought. I respect the wins that he has. I respect the highlights. But I do believe there are warriors in this sport and there are fighters in this sport. I'm a different kind of warrior. And whenever the fight gets tough, I plan on taking him to deep waters and drowning him.
And for Mauricio, I know you announced this morning that you've kind of officially split with the Fighting Nerds.
Let me just put this in context real quick for you guys who don't know. Sugar Rashad Evans basically just did like an interview on CBS with someone, and he was kind of saying like, oh, Michael Chandler is really good because Michael Chandler has that heart. He has that grit. If he goes in there, he's not going to give up on himself. Blah, 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 blah. Bro, all these things are great, and Michael Chandler does have that. We've all seen he does have that. He's got some good shit. That being said, he fucking sucks. Like, no fucking fight IQ. Like, no fucking fight IQ at all. Like, he has no... And I don't know, man. It's, like, really frustrating to watch because you can see the potential in Michael Chandler. It's the same way you can see the potential in Chito Vera. It's the same way you can see the potential in other fighters as well who just don't fucking show the fuck up. Like, Alexander Volkov, like no shade on him. I fucking love him as a fighter. I think he looked really good against Pavlovich. But that being said, he looked like a world beater against Pavlovich. And then his last 2 fights, he goes to split decision, right, against Ciryl Gane, and he goes to split decision against. Okay, I just realized one of you left a message, but I wrote in the comments. But he left a split decision to who else did he leave a split decision to? He lost to Jailton Almeida. Like, okay, bro, that's like you should be fucking knocking these motherfuckers out. You are huge. You are fucking. That's what she said. All right, let's go back to this guy, Mike Bond, saying.
And for Mauricio, I know you announced this morning that you've kind of officially split with the Fighting Nerds. Can you tell us, I guess, what is your situation going forward in preparing for this fight? And what are your thoughts on Michael Chandler here as an opportunity?
Ruf, você anunciou basicamente hoje que você teve rompimento com o Fighting Nerds. Então você poderia falar pra gente quais que são os próximos passos, em que ponto que você está na tua carreira e também do Michael Chandler como oponente na tua próxima luta?
Estou numa nova fase da minha vida, continuo com o apoio de todos os Fight Nerd, mas montei a minha equipe para focar ainda mais na minha performance, no meu plano. Mas para mim é um prazer estar lutando aqui, lutando na Casa Branca, estou muito feliz com essa oportunidade. Eu acredito muito que dando um show vou ter uma oportunidade pelo título, então não é sobre vencer, é sobre dar um show para a galera, que é isso que vocês merecem.
It's a new phase of my life. I always have a friendship and a love for all the Fighting Nerds, but now is a time to train differently and to do different things. And I'm very happy and very proud to be in this event against Michael Chandler in the White House, because I think that it's not just about winning, it's about how you win. And if I win the way I want to win, I will have a shot at the title and give you all the show that you deserve.
That's very true, man. Like, it is about how you win. It's not just, it's all, like, I always used to think about this, it's about your performance, right? Sean O'Malley had all, like, the hair and stuff like that, but if he did not win his fights, if he did not have the performances he's had, he would be a Kobe Covington, basically, where everybody hates him because he loses his fights and he talks a bunch of shit, and he's just like a walking retard, basically.
And for Aiemann Zahabi, Aiemann, you got a little bit of a frosty reception coming in here as well. You fought many times in Canada where you're kind of the hero. Are you preparing yourself for not just today, but throughout fight week to kind of get this similar reception and be the bad guy?
Tell me if I'm wrong, but it looks like Mike Bond is getting a little bit wet over his fellow Canadian.
Yeah, of course. I expect a lot of boos out to watch out in DC. But what I gotta say is, it's good for you guys to cheer him on, but at the end of the day, he's gonna be locked in the cage with me, and it's gonna be mano a mano, and none of you guys can save him in the octagon.
Bro, your last 3 fights, you barely like won by split decision, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Seriously, like, honestly. I don't know why I'm repeating myself, but what the Aiemann Zahabi, bro? You got a 14-2 record. You got lucky. You got that 14-2 record. It could have been a fucking 14 and. Or sorry, it could have been 11-5 or something like that. Like, you barely won like half of your the last half of your fights.
For Derek Lewis, Derek, when this card was first announced, a lot of people wondered why you weren't on it because we were led to believe you were Trump's favorite fighter. And then Josh tells us after his win that he was told he's now the favorite fighter. So what do you just make of that? And are you kind of fighting to get that status?
Did he just touch the other cameraman?
He's now the favorite fighter. So what do you just make of that? And are you kind of fighting to get that status back here?
Move the camera.
I don't give a damn about none of that. I'm just happy to be fighting.
Yeah. And for Dana and the headliners here, Dana, I believe you said yesterday that Aiemann Zahabi will be the backup for this fight. Can you confirm that? And then from Justin and Ilia, just your thoughts on that and potentially having to prepare for another man should something happen here, which of course we're hoping.
We need new media members.
Yes, true.
We need new fucking media members, bro.
I have no thoughts.
Me personally, I don't care who I'm going to have in front. June 14, I'm going to break his job in the first minute, rather if it's Arman or Justin.
And just one more for Alex Pereira. Alex, just tell us your preparation for heavyweight, and do you see yourself ever going back to light heavyweight? Because you're hearing Carlos Alberg calling you out. Hamzat Chimaev says if he wins tomorrow, he wants to move up. Like, do you ever see yourself dropping back down, or are you enjoying this experience too much?
Yeah, I think it's a good question.
Well, thanks. Você falou agora, você está como peso pesado, mas assim, existe uma possibilidade de você voltar a ser um peso meio pesado de novo por conta do fato de que Carlos Uber já falou teu nome, o pessoal chama teu nome, sempre o pessoal quer lutar com você. Existe a possibilidade de você voltar a ser um meio pesado?
Bom, tô aqui para lutar, tenho um novo contrato com o UFC, Dana White tá aí, o que ele quiser fazer, eu tô dentro.
I'm here to fight, you know, Dana White is the president of the UFC, whatever he wants to do, I'm in.
It's a question for Josh Hokit. Josh, the last fight out, you had a fantastic performance against Curtis Blades. You went to war for 3 rounds. Are you able to fight Derek Lewis in the same way? Or the fact he hit so hard means you have to play it a bit more cautious?
Derek Lewis ain't tight. That's why he pussied out and took a dive in his last fight. I'm gonna retire him. Then he's gonna sell old man ass wipes, because his knees look like a broke toy. And on June 14th, I'm gonna beat the shit out of the black Pillsbury Doughboy. Am I right, New Jersey?
The black Pillsbury Doughboy? Dude, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty funny. And I know a lot of people find him really cringe. But that being said, man, I think he's hilarious, honestly. I like Josh Hokit. I think he's entertaining. I think he's funny. I think he's cringe. I also think he's very, like, he's bringing something to the sport where people can actually be a little bit more entertainment, because that's what it is at the end of the day. It is entertainment. It is fights. And if you're a purist, I know a lot of people won't like that. But, yeah, man, I do think it'd be dope.
Bitch. Derek, just your thoughts on what Josh said there. He says he's going to retire you.
What a weird response. He's not even using it properly. I don't really get the reference, if I'm being honest.
I ain't understand nothing he said. Tell him you guys to take that mic away from his mouth a little bit. I know it's black and big. Got to pull it away from his mouth a little bit for me to understand. I ain't understand anything he said. I just heard a bunch of screaming and shit. Repeat.
Do you not rate his mic skills or his character work?
I never even heard of the guy until after the fight, or his last fight. That's whenever I heard of him. Honestly, I never even heard of him before.
I feel like he's just trying to convince us. He's like, honestly, I really never heard of him before. That being said, I mean, I can see why, like, you know, Derek Lewis wouldn't hear about him, but it's just crazy to me that Derek Lewis is number 9. And like, if he does win this fight, he could become possibly, he could possibly become number 5, which would be insane. And I don't think he deserves to be in the top 5, if I'm being honest with you. Also, I do feel like there's a video I should do, because I did put out a post recently. I got a lot of like attraction, and that was about like all the top, the hardest punchers or something like that in MMA. And I feel like I should make my own list of that.
How grateful were you to President Trump that he basically told Dana White that you have to be on this card? And how grateful are you for this opportunity?
I'm very grateful. You know, shit. It's like a dream come true to fight at the White House. You know, I never thought I would even make it this far in my career to be fighting at the White House.
Derek is dyslexic, so math should suck. And when I cut him open, all you will see is backwood guts.
He is laughing. Like, let's just rewind that one more time.
When I cut him open.
Like, he's laughing. Yeah, never heard of him. He likes it. He thinks it's funny. It's funny, entertaining.
All you will see is backwood guts.
Backwood
the
guts.
Black Beast is going to get his ass beat. Am I right, New Jersey?
I like how he breaks character for them.
Sorry, Derek, you were saying?
Yeah, like I was saying, I'm like so happy to be fighting at the White House, man.
He's so happy.
Dream come true. It's gonna be a good night, man.
Is there anything this guy say get under your skin at all?
I really can't understand. You know, I'm old, man. I can't hear the shit people saying, man. I'm old. I'm 41.
It's not that old. A question for Bo Nickal.
Pretty old.
Well, everyone knows about your relationship with the president. It feels like you were always going to be on this event, but to finally be here, know that this is coming up on your schedule. What sort of honor is it for you to fight on the South Lawn?
I'm super excited. I think this is not only going to be the biggest.
Everyone's booing him.
I think this is not only going to be, the biggest UFC event in history, but this is one of the biggest sporting events in history to me. And I think that it's just a massive honor, super grateful. And these people seem a little mad that I'm on the card, but I guarantee they tune in either way. So it's all good.
Have you guys seen
Carl, do you feel like you're playing?
Does he look like Hey Arnold to me? Or who does he look like? Does he look like Jimmy Neutron? Jimmy Neutron.
Spoiler here for Donald Trump's one of his favorite fighters anyway, or are you just happy to be involved?
I mean, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to participate in the, the event itself. But yeah, I'm coming in here to play spoiler, definitely.
Last one for me, for Ilia Topuria. Ilia, obviously you got to go to the Oval Office the other day, and it seemed like you were enjoying being around President Trump. A couple of laughs at some of his comments. What was that experience like, and why were you finding it so amusing?
It was so amazing to having the President of the United States in front. And as I told him, I never expect him to be so kind. And he was aware about everyone. So, I don't know, it was a great experience. It was so nice. And can't wait to get back in there and win in fashion.
Question for Ciryl Gane.
Dude, who the fuck? All right, guys, leave me a comment in the comment section. Like, who do you think this dude looks like? Oh, okay, I see a question as well. What do you think of Shama versus Aspinall? I think you mean Pereira versus Aspinall. John, okay, what do I think about Alex Pereira versus Aspinall? I think it's an interesting fight. I think what's going to happen is the UFC is going to hype it up because they have that footage of Aspinall looking at Alex Pereira entering the octagon. That being said, if Alex Pereira does get past Ciryl Gane, I think I'll have a better idea as to how I'd match them up against each other, and how I think they would look as well. Try to think. I think Aspinall could easily get hit by Alex Pereira, really. But that being said as well, I think the thing that's going to be interesting to me, or like the thing that I'm not too sure of, is going to be, I think the speed difference, right, between Alex and between Aspinall as well. I think that's the one that's gonna kind of drive my curiosity, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, let's go back a little bit, because yeah,
it was so nice, and can't wait to get back in there and win in fashion.
Is it me, or does he have like a nose like Marab?
Question for Ciryl Gane. With Tom Aspinall behavior since your last fight, the situation with the White House, the opponent you're facing, Alex Pereira, is this belt truly the undisputed one or an interim one for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. Like, it's an interim belt, but honestly, it's look a little bit different, really different. It's look like an interim belt. It's going to be a special moment, a special fight, and I think it's going to be like an incredible moment.
God fucking hates him.
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead. Who's got the next question?
Josh over here. Which version of Josh Hokit will we see at the White House?
I'm new to this, by
Alex gained some weight, and now he thinks he's King Kong. But his girl said the steroids killed his ding dong.
Oh my god! He says King Kong, and he thinks the steroids broke his ding dong.
Am I right, New Jersey?
It is quite funny when he breaks character and he's like, "Am I right, New Jersey?" I think that's a good
Ciryl,
for him as well.
Do you feel that Alex Pereira is a tougher fight for you than Tom Aspinall was?
Cringe, but funny.
Completely different fight. Like,
bro, everybody fucking hates this dude. Like, honestly, I don't blame anyone. Fucking eye poker.
Alex Pereira is a beautiful striker, one of the best in the UFC. I think Tom Aspinall is more well-rounded with a different skill. It's going to be completely different. Like, I fought already some huge guy, huge champion, but it's going to be completely different than Tom.
Completely different.
Question for Kyle Dawkins.
Real quick, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. And also give me a like as well.
There was a lot of talk when this fight got booked about Colby Covington. Bo said I would offer to fight Colby Covington. Did you feel like you were being overlooked there?
No. I just feel like it was kind of picking the easier fight, honestly. I feel like matching up against Colby's the easier fight than matching up against me.
And then question for Josh. It was mentioned that you did kind of go face-to-face with Poatan earlier today. What was the thought there?
I come to devour. You will know the day. You will know the hour. I'm going to give Pereira a golden shower. I'm not just going to win.
Dude, that is hilarious. Fucking Derek Lewis's body language. He's like, fuck this guy. The best part is about to come up, right, by the way. And Ilia, they're going to go and like argue. Ilia Topuria and him are going to argue because he's going to say, fuck you, bitch. And then it's just going to go crazy. It's going to go fucking wild. And I'm going to break that whole thing down. Also, by the way, I'm going to break down the breakdown of Joe Hudson's breakdown on Sean Strickland and his body language with the Theo Vaughn thing that he did. So yeah,
I'm gonna piss on him. I'm gonna shama on your mama. This guy's the baddest guy on the planet. Look how I speak to him, like my dog, like my bitch. Fuck you.
Então,
what you gonna do?
Então, Potter, vou traduzir o
point. Wait, is he talking to Poatan or is he talking to Ilia? Oh, he's talking to Poatan.
Do shit.
Ele disse que não sabe o dia, não sabe a hora, mas ele sabe que no final das contas ele vai dar um golden shower em você, ele vai dar uma mijada. Ele falou, você é um dos maiores, cara, mais intimidadores da história do UFC e olha como ele fala com você, como se você fosse um cachorro. Da tua mãe.
Não tem nem o que falar, cara. A gente estava na entrevista algumas horas atrás, ele ficou me encarando, frente a frente, eu falei, chama. No meio de todo mundo, ele quer aparecer. Por que ele não fez nada lá?
You know, I have nothing to say about this guy. Listen, we were giving an interview earlier today. This guy...
Dude, look at how he's staring him fucking down. Like, holy shit, dog. He's staring him down like crazy. Crazy. Look at that. He pissed, bro. He definitely pissed. That means this Hokit is getting into his head. Look at Sean O'Malley, bro. Like, literally, he didn't say fucking one thing the entire time. You might as well just left him at home, bro, with his fucking kids.
Guy just goes right by me, starts saying things. I looked at him in his eye and I said, Shama. Well, why didn't he do anything when I was there?
He said,
okay, so he said Shama to him, and apparently Hokit didn't do shit.
Shama, he speaks English.
He doesn't need me to.
He speaks English. He just.
Wait, why did? Okay, I didn't see this part. I don't know why Ilia just got involved. Let's see one more time.
Shama, he speaks English.
Okay, hold on. I just want to see when Ilia picks up the mic.
This guy, listen, we were giving an interview earlier today.
Okay, so Ilia right now is not with the mic. Well, he's got the fucking mic in his hand, but like Dana's like, okay, good, Alex Poatan Pereira Shama. Oh, I know why he went in between, because he's trying to like make sure they don't fucking fight or anything. Something happen. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's see what happens.
This guy just goes.
Oh, he left way too early in that case.
Goes right by me, starts saying things. I looked at him in his eye and I said, Shama. Well, why didn't he do anything when I was there?
He said, Shama, he speaks English.
Okay, Ilia's about to say something.
He doesn't need me to.
He speaks English. He says, Shama.
Hey, you're from
Ele falou Shama.
Bro, Hokit's hilarious, bro. What is Ilia going all over? I think Ilia's trying to say that he doesn't speak English. He doesn't need me to translate for him. What do you say? Fuck what?
Hey, you're from
Ele falou Shama. Você fala inglês.
He said, fuck you, buddy.
Fuck you. Fucking little bitch. I'm the real BMF belt. Little short midget.
So he goes, I'm the real BMF belt, little short midget. Okay, let's break this shit down, bro, because this is going to get intense in a second.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
He said, fuck you. The other guy said, fuck you. Get it?
Little bitch.
Fucking little midget.
He said, little bitch, midget, sit down. Well, Ilia said, sit down.
Come up to a room. I'll give it to anybody.
He goes, I'll take anybody. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Algum comentário?
Hey, you have your boyfriend speaking for you?
All right, your boyfriend speaking for you.
Tá deixando o Ilia falar por você?
What did he throw at him? What did he throw at him? Fuck.
Hey, you have your boyfriend speaking for you?
Tá deixando o Ilia falar por você?
What did he throw? Oh, he threw the lid from the drip bottle. He threw the fucking lid at Josh Hokit. That's. I mean, to be honest with you guys, we haven't really seen Ilia go like this at anybody, or like apart from like Paddy Pimblett, especially at that press conference before that whole thing happened with the hand sanitizer boy situation, and then now this is the most I've seen like Ilia apart from that hand sanitizer boy thing and Paddy Pimblett and the whole beef he had with Paddy in the octagon as well. Like this is the third time I've seen this fucking upset. Oh, and also when he got pissed off about Arman Tsarukyan. Okay, let's see what happens. Did he say fuck you? Okay, yeah, he gave him the middle finger. Ilia Topuria gave Josh Hokit the middle finger. You can see Josh getting happy though. Like he wants this. He wants this fucking attention. Wait. I didn't see Alex get up. Okay, Alex is getting up right now. Okay, so then they sit down Alex. The security guards got Alex. Dana's trying to get Ilia Topuria. The thing is, bro, let me just go back one more time if you guys don't mind, because I think there's one more thing to like shout out here real quick. By the way, thank you guys for joining the channel, joining the live. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Like the video if you haven't already. That being said, let's get into it again. Okay, so he throws the fucking thing. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw or heard Josh Hokit say something about his wife.
Algum comentário?
Hey, you have your boyfriend speaking for you?
Tá deixando o Ilia falar por você?
Dude, that was so great. I just paused it at the perfect second. You know, it hits him right here. His glasses almost fall off. And that lid is right there. Oh my God, I'm a fucking G. All right, let's go. That being said as well, like, I just want to, dude, I don't know why. My nickname should be That Being Said. That being said, basically, and that should be another middle name of mine as well, basically. Okay, moving forward anyways. So what's interesting to me is I remember, and I don't know why I don't hear it here. Maybe they cut that out or something. But I remember fucking Hokit saying something about Ilia Topuria's wife. Okay, so obviously Ilia Topuria gets up. This guy's holding. Sorry, I'm pointing at it as if you guys know what I'm talking about. This guy's holding fucking Hokit. This guy's laughing. This guy's so fucking fascinated. This guy looks like he wants to go back home to his kids. This guy is like ready to fucking pounce. Who the fuck is this guy? Okay, so he says fuck you. You can see Josh Hokit's kind of smiling, but now we have Alex getting up now. And we have Dana White coming towards Ilia Topuria. Okay, they're trying to tell Alex Pereira to sit down. Another fucking security guard comes in.
My performance.
Ooh, okay, he's about to say something. Let's go back.
My performance.
Take this little pussy.
Okay, he's about to say something about his wife, I believe. And that Ilia Topuria just said, "Get this fucking pussy out."
Take this little
and Ilia Topuria.
Take him out. Take him out.
And you shouldn't find your wife in Miami.
He goes, and you shouldn't find your wife in Miami. As he's getting fucking dragged out midway. Bro, this guy is fucking hilarious. So committed to the fucking bit. He's like getting taken out. And at the same time, he's just fucking like, you shouldn't find your wife in Miami. I knew he said something about the wife, bro. Oh my God. I mean, this shit went down so quick and the whole thing happened so quick. But this is fucking hilarious. The fact that he just said, like, he should have find your wife in Miami. Now, obviously, that's going to piss Ilia Topuria off. So let's watch this.
Get out!
Get out, you fucking piece of shit. Get out, you fucking piece of shit. Like, he's just like, yeah. I mean, Ilia Topuria is getting good English. Now, you got Sean O'Malley like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, where the fuck did I get here? Yeah? Where did I come here? You got the security guards over there. It's a good thing they have all these security guards, bro. Like, they needed it for the Hamzat Chimaev and the Sean Strickland shit. Now they need it for this as well.
Bye, you little.
He fucking puts down the mic, and they're like, take it away. Take the fucking mic away before Josh Hokit said something else. And then I'm thinking the whole time, like, sorry. Okay, and I'm thinking the whole time, like, oh, they're going to just continue the press conference. And I think Dana White just wanted to wrap it up at this point.
Pussy.
He goes, pussy. Yeah, he's getting fucking pissed. Let's watch that one more time. Let's watch Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria.
Bye, you little pussy.
Oh, I didn't even see this. Holy shit. They shook hands. The two goats just shook hands. What? Let's rewind that one more time. Bro, two goats right here shaking the fucking hands. That's fucking dope, yeah? It's fucking dope, yeah, mate? Oh my God, I'm fucking loving this here.
All right, thanks for coming out early for this one. We'll get this stuff out of here and do face-offs.
Ilia Gamarjova.
This guy's trying to keep the press conference going, man. Wait, what just happened right there? Did you see that? Why did Justin Gaethje just get up? He's looking at Ilia.
That's it. I got him.
Yeah, so they didn't let Hokit do the face-off after this, because basically, yeah, he's just a liability at this point. That being said, I think he put on his Instagram story or something like that. He wanted to say more. He had more to say. Anyways, we're going to go into this next tab. So this next one is essentially Joe Hudson. If you don't know who this guy is, he's an executive coach. He's going to basically go over the interview with Theo Vaughn. Sorry, just give me one momento. Yeah, he's going to go over the interview with Theo Vaughn that Sean Strickland has. He's going to go and break it down, basically. And it's really interesting what he says. Like, there's this video, and there's another video that I wanted to share it during this like live as well. That goes into essentially the whole like beef between Hamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland and how it actually started, because they were trained together at the gym, and then it goes into how the Sean Strickland and basically how Hamzat Chimaev kind of started the whole rivalry, and then Sean Strickland kind of like ignored him the entire time, and then all of a sudden Sean Strickland's like, you know what, fuck you, dude, I'm gonna say something, and then he said something finally. So Sean Strickland actually didn't really start this whole thing, and I know a lot of people are Hamzat Chimaev cocksuckers, basically. Sorry to say that, but you guys are, and some of you are. And that being said, let's watch this video.
In this powerful clip from Theo Vaughn's podcast, he's talking to somebody who's a UFC fighter who's dealt with some deep personal abuse. We're going to use this as a way to look at abuse and how you can work with it.
Fuck, man. I used to always sleep in my mom's room because I thought my dad was going to kill my mom. So like I would like sleep by the door. I'd sleep to make sure she was all right.
So we've already learned a couple things. This fighter, Sean, clearly has done some talking about his trauma. That means he's already on a process of healing. It's also clear that it is not something that he's talked about a ton, or he hasn't fully completed it. You can see from his body language, he starts kind of covering his head. He's like, there's a kind of a protection aspect of it. His body language is open enough. He's not completely closed down or anything like that, but you can tell that he's dealt with some of this trauma before. Probably it started with not talking about it, then it was joking about it, and now he's actually starting to do some of the real processing about it. If for any of you out there who have dealt with a lot of abuse, finding a safe place to talk about it where you can be listened to and attuned to while you're talking about it is a really critical first step.
Here's the thing, guys. Basically, I think that it's quite interesting that this is happening right now and that this guy is actually showing this, because if you look at the press conference between obviously Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland's reaction to Dricus du Plessis talking about his father was very different to Sean Strickland's reaction when Hamzat brought up his dad. And Hamzat like used it a lot, and he even added a little bit more layers to it. Like he said, "I'm gonna be your daddy. I'm the terrorist." Blah 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 blah. Like he brought a lot into it, right? Like he brought a lot into the idea of Sean Strickland getting abused as a child. And that being said as well, like this guy's gonna break down like basically he's in the process, right? He feels like he's in the process of overcoming that. And I'm just curious out of this. I don't know. I can check it up right now, but like I wonder when this thing was. Like when was this Theo Von episode? I'm gonna look it up right now. When is this Theo Von episode with Sean Strickland? Because that being said as well, like I just think in the same breath, like I think this was a couple years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago it was. So 2 years ago, this is the interview that Sean Strickland's having with Theo Von. And for some reason, I don't know why publicly Sean Strickland actually did this and brought it up. But because he brought it up, it's kind of like what Dominic Cruz talks about. He talks about the idea of love and war, right? In his podcast, he talks about how the fact that is like you can't share anything with other fighters, with your opponents. You can't expose your weaknesses. You can't expose the things that make you vulnerable. Because if you expose those things, people are going to use it against you. Your opponents are going to use it against you. And we've seen that in the DDP fight, right? We've seen that in the Hamzat Chimaev press conference just yesterday. So that being said as well, like it's interesting to me that how Dominic Cruz articulates that, and then how it actually is brought up in real life in front of our faces, like literally yesterday, where Sean Strickland is dealing with that same thing from the Theo Von episode, from the DDP press conference. And I don't know if the DDP thing that happened was before the Theo Von podcast or after, but if I'm not mistaken, and the way I'm recollecting this is I believe that the DDP thing happened first with the press conference, because I think they did a promotional press conference right before where Sean Strickland was in a, defend his belt, defend his title against DDP. And then that was his first title defense, I think, when he won the championship. And then he was going to defend it against DDP. And then I think they did a press conference right before that. And then DDP brings up his dad. He gets upset. He starts like almost crying during the press conference. He also made DDP also made Israel Adesanya cry as well, which is kind of sad. But that being said, like this is why Dominic Cruz talks about this a lot. He says like, don't bring this shit up, especially when fighters can know that you're vulnerable in this particular situation, and that's something for them to use. I mean, let's be honest. Like McGregor was the best at this shit, and even DDP admitted it. Or sorry, not DDP. Dustin Poirier admitted it like quite recently. Dustin Poirier actually talked about this recently on the deep what's it called? Deep Waters podcast. He talked about recently how when Conor McGregor would do his shit talk, he would say stuff to him. So he said something to so McGregor basically said something to Dustin Poirier, not in front of the camera, but just as they're in the back, getting in like the back area of like the press conference, wherever that thing was, right? Or the stadium or whatever the case is. And he's going to him like, hey, why'd you leave your coach? Or he said something about leaving his coach or leaving Louisiana and something like that. And Dustin says, as he's walking away, and Conor said that, he's thinking about that himself in his head. And he's like, yeah, he's questioning himself. He's like, why did I do that? Why did I actually do that? Like, that is crazy. So the thing is like, this shit is legit, bro. And like, you guys can like, I mean, not you guys, but like these fighters cannot like really show their vulnerability, especially on a personal level in terms of like their fighting career and stuff like that. They have to be really, I mean, yeah, we've seen it. Like, what I said. And by the way, if you guys haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and press play and then go ahead and subscribe and like the video. Please. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Everything comes after that. And so clearly he's done some of that. So let's see what happens now.
My dad's like, fuck that. He's not sleeping here tonight. He's not like, kick him out. And so I like army crawl under the bed and I'm sleeping under the bed, right?
Under the bed?
I'm like laying on the bed, like just laying underneath the bed, like as they're fighting. Cause I think my dad's going to kill my mom.
Wow. He was that violent?
Yeah. He's just a coward, So anyways, like.
There's one of two things that happens to somebody who has this much like violence or abuse put on them. One mechanism is that you are like, you can't hurt me, right? Like you don't have power over me. There's nothing you can do. If you're going to hit me, it didn't affect me. You can hit me harder. You become basically this ability to endure whatever gets thrown at you, right? And
just on a personal level too, like I've had a similar experience in my life as well, and it's really interesting because he's talking about like you becoming really independent, being able to endure a lot of pain and suffering, and it's true because you're able to endure a lot of pain and suffering. But the other issue is with that, the coin side of that is that you almost think that you deserve it at times, and you know that can also be another effect of that as well, which is really fucking like it sucks, right? Because it's like no one wants to, like no one's consciously thinking like, oh, I deserve to suffer, I deserve to have all this pain in life, but unconsciously we people who like grow up with that type of like upbringing will think about stuff like that. Will think that they actually deserve the pain, the suffering, the adversity that they're getting in life. And in the same breath, I always think too, like God doesn't give his God gives his toughest test to his toughest warriors or something like that, and he also does it so you know we can stay closer to him or whatever the case is. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and press play. Yeah.
So that's the path he's taken. And you can tell just by, I mean, outside of his body type and that he's a fighter and all those other clues, you can tell just by that thing he said, was your dad violent? And he didn't say, yep, my dad was violent. He said,
yeah, he's just a coward, you know?
Right. So he's dealt with his trauma in a way that is just like, you can't even fucking touch me. It's a complete self-reliance. I cannot depend on people. I will depend on myself. And no matter what you do, you can't hurt me, which has a lot of benefits, but a lot of drawbacks over a time in life. And so
he's so right about that. And that's the thing, like I've had very similar instances or like experiences where you know, you think like your family, your the people who are supposed to love you are supposed to be there to support you are completely against you. And it makes you like really independent, which is great in one way. But then when life does get a little bit more tough and you feel like you're the only one that has to figure it out and no one else is there and no one's there to support you, then you really feel like that pressure lead on. And when that pressure leads on, it's just like, you know, they say pressure makes diamonds, right? But pressure also can crush diamonds, right? So that's the other thing too. It's like sometimes that pressure can build you up really well, but sometimes that pressure can not really help you. And this is interesting because bringing it back to the fight for tomorrow, if you look throughout the entire press conference and you look at the interactions that they've had, like even with the weigh-ins, if you guys haven't watched that yet, with the weigh-ins that they just did, the ceremonial weigh-ins between Sean Strickland and Hamzat Chimaev, like Sean looks fucking pissed. He looks so pissed off that Hamzat tried to kick him. He looks pissed off that Hamzat is just like being, you know, I mean Hamzat's being Hamzat, but like he's just pissed off. And it's funny because you can tell that Chimaev is acting a little bit more tame, or like a little bit more cool, calm, and collected. But I don't think that is the case. I think Chimaev is actually really fucking pissed off as well, and that's why he's being a little bit harsh as well. That being said, as well, I think Sean Strickland is getting in Chimaev's head, but I also think Chimaev is getting Sean Strickland's head like quite a fucking bit. So that's going to be really interesting, right? To be able to see that and see how the fight actually turns out. I mean, I picked Sean Strickland, man. I picked Sean Strickland. Let's see what happens.
We have an episode on self-reliance, and you can take a look at that, but it's just, that's what's happening there. The other option is that you actually start becoming a victim, right? Where you recreate the victimhood over and over and over again. You keep on finding relationships that are abusive. You keep on finding places where you're going to get physically abused or you're going to get sexually abused or whatever the abuse was. And so those are the two ways. And there can be some blending, right? Like this person might always have a relationship with a woman who yells at him or something like that. So they, you know, who knows, but it's usually predominantly one or the other. And you can tell which one he is right away.
So that's the weird thing too. Like you can meet certain people in life and you can see that they just have this like victim mentality. And then they think like all these bad things are happening to them. But it's not like the bad things are fucking happening to them. They're allowing those bad things to happen to them. Like I've recently had a call that I was supposed to schedule with a friend of mine. And then I ended up actually having a client afterwards schedule the call with me. And obviously I prioritized my client. So me doing that, this lady got pissed off and never talked to me again, my friend of mine. And I could not believe it because I was like, damn, like she's really that fucking mad. And I did apologize, like sincerely apologize. And It's just like certain people have that sense of like self-belief and self-value that they're like, no, fuck that. And I don't think, honestly, I actually respect her more for it, to be honest. So if she's listening, which I don't think she is, but if she is, then yeah, I mean, I respect you more because yeah, I get it where you came from at that point.
You're like me, like 3rd, 4th grade.
Yeah.
Laying under a bed, fleas jumping all over me. There's a fucking like dildo next to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like a Japanese game
like
show.
who puts a dildo underneath the bed, but it's not sanitary. Put it in put it in your fucking drawer.
Yeah, they put it in a drawer that has a bunch of gum and coins in it.
Under the bed with the fleas.
Yeah, dude.
So
Damn,
anyways,
that's scary. Dude.
So anyways, my dad gets on top of my mom.
So hold on a second. So there's this weird thing that's happening, which is like they're both uncomfortable in this situation, but they're also wanting to talk about it. And you can actually see the conflict that like we were on a podcast episode. Are we going to go here? Is it okay to go here? There's this like back and forth, and you can see they're both getting uncomfortable. They're starting to look away from each other, look at each other, like, which is a really interesting thing. And I think that's important to say because when somebody is going to share trauma with you, if you're on the receiving end of it, they're looking to see if there's some safety, what's going on, like how well can you hold this? And safety doesn't mean, are you going to be able to say to them, oh, it's okay. You're okay. Everything's going to be okay. That's not actual safety. It's like, are you going to be able to be with me in this experience? Are you going to try to make it better, run away, be too uncomfortable? Or are we going to actually be able to go there? That's one of the things that's happening and happens every time that somebody's sharing an abusive or traumatic experience. It's like, oh, especially if it's on their edge. If they process it 1,000 times, they'll just say it offhandedly, like, yeah, this is what happened in my childhood.
I remember he said, like, I'm going to.
Yeah, dude, Sean's definitely edging here. All right, let's watch this.
1,000 times. They'll just say it offhandedly, like, yeah, this is what happened in my childhood.
I remember he said, like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to fucking kill you tonight.
I think that's quite important real quick, what he's just said. Because Joe Hudson's basically saying, like, yeah, they're going to talk about it like it's normal. Like it's not a big fucking deal. They're not going to have that emotional, visceral reaction behind it. And with him saying that, that's interesting as well, because when Hamzat Chimaev in the press conference yesterday brought up the fact that, brought up Sean Strickland's dad and stuff like that, Sean Strickland's reaction was very different to what his reaction was with DDP. That being said as well, like I saw Hamzat saying he kicked him because he didn't want him to talk about his mom and dad. Bro, you're the fucking hypocrite that brought up his fucking dad. Like, you, the fuck, man. Anyways.
My childhood.
I remember he said, like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to fucking kill you tonight. Maybe it's just rough sex. We don't know at this moment, right?
And you were under the bed?
I'm under the bed. So he starts strangling her and I get out.
So here's the thing. Like when he's saying that, like in his mind, he might automatically also be thinking like, bro, this guy's going to kill me as well.
Out. And the only thing I can see is a guitar. I just fucking crack him in the head, call the cops. And then he gives I run down the street, calls the cop, gets arrested. My dumbass mom bailed him out of jail.
One other clue that's just happened. He's like,
my dumbass mom bailed him out of jail.
Now he's like very much illustrating, I had nobody to depend on here. I couldn't depend on my mom, even when I was trying to save her. Couldn't depend on my dad. He was fucking crazy. So all I could do was learn how to depend on myself. And I will endure whatever needs to be endured to be able to make my life what I need my life to be.
I'm not a psychologist myself, just to be clear. I'm not a therapist either, but I just think what's happening here is that his parents were trauma bonding, which is why they had him or whatever, because they wanted that connection that they were seeking from each other, probably. But yeah, I'm just quite familiar with some of this stuff just because I've been through it myself. But yeah, I'm not trying to like score any victim points here. I'm just sharing.
Because I'm not going to get anybody else. Usually what that means is that a person is not good at expressing their wants, is not good at expressing their needs, has a hard time asking for any kind of help. And they often like caretake other people. They're like,
yeah, this is a big thing that I had for like the longest time. Just for context, I'm like 32 years old, but like that being said, like I've had a lot of issues like expressing my wants, my needs, or asking for help. It's been like something that I've had to learn actually this past year. But yeah, and then being the caretaker or savior as well. Like I've had that sort of syndrome as well, where I'm trying to like be the, what's that song? Don't go save a hoe or whatever. Like that's the kind of syndrome I had, like where I was trying to like save someone because for whatever the fucking reason, I don't know.
Like they'll be a savior or they'll caretake other people, or at least they think they are, because they realize that there was their job. His job was to take care of his mom. So he probably goes through life when he can, taking care of other people.
Also, like as a child, right? When you love your mom and you love your parents so much, you look up to them and then you think like, oh, I'm here to protect them. Like I remember it was just my mom and I in the beginning when we first started, and then my mom marries my stepdad. But that being said, like for the longest time, I was like, oh, I'm going to protect my mom. Like when I was young, I remember before I was even conscious, I was like, I'm going to protect my mom. I'm going to be my mom's protector. And obviously she's older than me. She doesn't need that protection, but she's my mom, right? But like, you just have that desire in your heart as a child.
And so all of those things are learned through that like deep amount of self-reliance.
My dad would get home drunk, start drinking at like 6, and like just be up until like 3 a.m, just like tell my mom, tell my mom she's a whore, he's gonna kill her. Like, and I remember I used to like,
what a loser, huh?
Oh,
sorry to say that about your dad.
No,
but that's
he
fucking
died. He died of cancer. But anyways,
there's this moment in him where he's just like, yeah, fuck my dad. It's okay. Like, of course you can call him an asshole, like this whole thing. But he's speed bumping the emotion. You can just watch him. And when I mean speed bumping, it means like there's an emotion there that he's not allowing himself to feel. So he's going right over, which is like that longing for your dad's love, that longing for connection with your dad. You can't get rid of that longing. It's always going to be there, no matter how much of an asshole your father is. There's something inherent in us that wants a relationship with our dad or our parent. And if you can't feel that entirely, you're never going to be completely over the traumatic experience, meaning you're never going to have fully processed it until you can feel the hurt and the pain of the experience. Then you're still going to be controlled by it. And what you're seeing with him, which is amazing, and it shows you the self-endurance and that endurer quality, is that I can be self-reliant, I am an endurer, but I actually can't actually express hurt. I can't feel the hurt, because if you ever expressed hurt with the dad, you would only get more abused. And so that expression isn't there. And so it becomes very unsafe in your own body to feel the hurt. And that's the exact thing you have to do to get through the trauma.
We had this.
It's kind of like what he's doing with the entire UFC thing. Like he had DDP bring up his dad. He had Hamzat Chimaev bring up his dad and the abuse that he endured. And that being said, like it's also like he's almost reliving that or recreating that sort of environment, whether you guys like to believe it or not. Like that's sometimes what happens is like what we believe to be true becomes true. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, this is not a personal development channel. This is all about MMA, but I just wanted to break this down and share this with you and introduce this with you as well, because I thought, like, first for me, I found it very fucking interesting, like what Joe Hudson does and how he breaks down Sean Strickland. Like when I saw this whole clip, I was like, holy shit, this is pretty fucking fire. And I just wanted to kind of bring it to the MMA community.
Little nook, and she would like go in the nook, and I would just sit there like all night long. I'm by like the feet of my mom, and my dad like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill you and this and that.
So that's a lot of responsibility than you feel, probably, just to like take care of your mom.
Oh yeah. No, he'd always tell her that like if you cheat on me, and she probably was cheating on him. If you cheat on me, I'm gonna like cut you up and put you in a bottle of acid and bury you. I don't go to school. I'm up till 3 a.m. I know I couldn't stay awake in school. Like so, like I remember I was like in second grade, and I kept falling asleep at my desk, and my teacher took my desk away from me, and she made me like stand up. And so I'm like, fuck you, being a little kid, I just went and fell asleep on the ground.
This is an amazing thing. So like he's talking about the massive abuse that's going on in the school, and he quickly starts talking about how he basically wasn't seen, right? No teacher came up to him and said, hey, what's going on? What makes you tired in class? They just assume he's been bad. And what's interesting is even in somebody processing trauma, that's second to the trauma. Like think about that. Think about the fact that this is what he's telling us. He's not telling us about another event of like massive abuse, which happened on a daily basis. He's talking about school. When you're working with kids and you're seeing kids like that, the ones that often make it the best is if they just have somebody to say, I see where you're at. Like, how can I help you? When I'm working with people through their traumas, one of the things that I notice all the time is that one, if they were seen, something changes, but the not being seen in it causes just as much pain. And so usually when someone's processing trauma, the first thing is to talk about it. The second thing is to like deeply feel all the hurt and the pain. Then there's all the ancillary hurt and pains, like the mom that didn't save you or the teachers that didn't come to you. All of that actually has to be processed for you to not be living a life as if that trauma is still occurring all the time.
Dude, I remember.
Yeah, this is really important, by the way, what he's saying, because you can go on and you can ignore it in life as well. And I'm just talking about my own personal experience where I've gone and I've like tried to move on, and I did okay. I succeeded in what I was trying to achieve. But from there, at some point that those emotions come back to haunt you if you don't deal with them and process them. So you definitely have to process them. And that being said, like, I wonder how it's going to show up in Sean Strickland's performance tomorrow. Is it going to like deter him from like losing the fight and have him make like a little petty mistake because he gets too emotional or too upset about something that happens, or Hamzat says something, or maybe Hamzat has him down on the ground and he's like wrestle fucking him and he's like, oh, your daddy, I'm your daddy, I'm your daddy. And then fucking Strickland gets really pissed off and then gives him a fucking submission, right? Like that's what's crazy. And the craziest part, this is why I love like the tension that these guys are building, by the way. This is why I love like the whole fights and stuff. Like you saw the whole thing with recently with Josh Hokit, Curtis Blades, right? You see the whole thing with the whole tension between who was it who did this? It was Josh Hokit, Curtis Blades, and then the main event between Yuri Prochazka. Well, Yuri Prochazka was talking a lot of shit as well. Fuck, man, I can't remember now. I'll look this up in a second. And I'll continue playing this. But when these guys have big tension and big stakes that they stack, Paulo Costa versus the other Russian guy, the Hushin guy. So Paulo Costa was giving so much shit to that undefeated dude, Azamat Murzakanov, and I mean he put his name on the line. You know, Josh Hokit did the same thing with the Curtis Blades press conference. Sean Strickland just did the same thing as again up against Hamzat Chimaev. I think what's good about this is that it's going to fuel these guys to win the fights, and I love how Paulo Costa won that fight against Azamat Murzakanov, right? I love how Josh Hokit won that fight against Curtis Blades. So, and Curtis Blades is actually becoming really cool, by the way. Like, I don't know if you guys watch his Instagram or TikTok, but he's pretty cool.
So it has to be processed. So for you to not be living a life as if that trauma is still occurring all the time.
Dude, I remember like laying in bed. Like I remember I stopped believing in God, man. Like fucking, like I had fucking, yeah, it's crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
So this is where he starts crying, right? And this is where he's like starting to feel it. Now I'm going to let Joe Hudson do his job and not me.
It's okay, man. It's a lot of that sad, dude. I used to be scared at night. Like, I used to stand up. Like I heard when I was a kid that like, if you peed around your, like animals could pee somewhere that other animals wouldn't come. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Huh?
Yeah, man,
have you ever heard that?
What Theo's doing here is very natural, which is, hey, let me tell you something embarrassing and vulnerable about me so that you can feel safe and comfortable. Telling somebody, particularly somebody who's deeply enduring, that I can make you safe and comfortable is never going to work. They're never going to trust that, especially if they're in their trauma. And you can just see his reaction. He's just like, he's like starting to look away. He's backing off. And Theo's trying to like reconnect with him, like, hey, I'm right here with you, which is all natural. But what the person in the trauma wants at that moment is the thing that they never got, which was just unconditional love. And so the best thing you can do in that moment is just to be with them, just to be in, like, silently be there and just be like, I got you. Like, I'm right here. In your attitude, you might not even say anything. If that's not happening, if you're trying to make them feel better, what you're doing is you're kind of making them feel weak, which is absolutely the thing that they can never allow themselves to feel.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bud.
So, man.
Yeah, it's just so awkward. Like you see him like go for the fucking, I don't know if that's beer or something, but you see him go for the beer. He's like drinking the water like continuously as well. Joe Hudson just broke down like how he feels as well, and like him being so awkward, and then like this whole thing coming up. It's also probably like a little bit more added extra like pressure because the fact that he's on a fucking podcast, the whole world is gonna see this. Like I was surprised, honestly. I thought they were gonna cut this part out if this actually happened. But I'm glad they didn't because I thought it was pretty cool. And it's I really admire people who can be vulnerable. For his career, though, I don't know if it's a good thing. That being said, I also think, like, you know, when we spoke about earlier, basically DDP and the way he reacted with DDP talking about his dad and bringing up his dad versus the way he talked about, or the way he reacted to Hamzat Chimaev bringing up his dad. I just think it's like his reaction's better. I think he has dealt with some of the stuff that's, you know, been going on, which is like clearly showing. But I also think there's some left as well. And now we don't know, right? Because now we don't know or understand, like, if Sean Strickland, if Hamzat Chimaev has gotten in Sean Strickland's head, or if Sean Strickland has gotten Hamzat Chimaev's head. I'd like to say it's like probably 50-50, to be honest with you guys. But it's interesting to see how that happened, how he brought up his daddy the whole time. Like, he brought up his dad, I'm your daddy, I'm your daddy, I'm your daddy, I'm your fucking daddy. So, sorry, I'm not trying to, like, make this, funny or anything. But that being said, it's just, like, you could see that it really, really affected it. Again, now this is 2 years ago. So this being 2 years ago, it's just going to be, there's been some time in between. I think that 2 years is enough time for him to kind of overcome this trauma that he's been dealing with for a long time. Not to mention he has more money as well now. He's a big fucking UFC star as well. So him having more money, he's probably able to like go and buy like the right therapy or whatever the case is. I mean, who knows? We might not even know this. He might have, you know, reached out to Joe Hudson and had Joe Hudson help him in, and maybe Joe Hudson asked him, hey, can I take this video clip and break it down for my YouTube channel? And he's probably like, yeah. But I'm just speculating here. I don't know if that's true or not. That being said, like, this is really interesting take that Joe Hudson has, because I'm sure there's more people that could break this down as well, or other therapists out there that could break this down. But I just love the way Joe Hudson like puts it together and how he kind of lays it out. And I'm trying to see if I can pair that to the fight game, where Dominic Cruz talks about love and war and not showing that vulnerable side of you, right? So, yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy.
That's all good, dude.
I'm sorry, buddy. He's trying to say, hey, look, I'm here with you. But the thing, like, I'm sorry is, again, like the shot in like its weakness instead of like, this is strength. What you're doing right now is strong. He would respond much better to, dude, I am super proud of you for being so strong and feeling this shit. I am right here. You fucking are rocking it. Even though we all, of course, are sorry. Like, no, none of us wants this to happen to anybody. All he really needs is just a safe place to break down and to be seen and not to be made small in it.
We don't have to talk, man. I'm going to sit here with you for a minute.
Damn, he just really needs to like.
Beautiful from Theo, but he didn't need to say it.
I'm going to sit here. We can just sit
No,
here.
it's all good. You take a second, just process it. It's one of the hard things that people don't understand, like trauma, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes it just comes out.
Oh, no, dude.
You notice the body language is more protective now. His head is turned to the side. His leg is up.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to scratch my gum. And I have a hole in my gum. You know,
just from being nervous and stuff?
Nah, just anxiety, you know? Yeah, even to this day. Yeah. I mean, the day, dude, like, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't give a fuck. I mean, you can post this. I don't care.
Oh, dude, I don't have any.
No, it's all good, dude. I mean, it is what it is, dude.
So this is amazing. He can talk about being under bed with fleas and a dildo and whacking his father with a guitar. He can talk about like holding on to his mother. None of that has gotten him emotional. So he's like clearly processed that. The thing that breaks him down and makes him like really hurt is to feel the anxiety he used to feel. Like that's what cracked him. So think about that where he is right now is that the pain of this experience is to feel the anxiety that was in him. That's the thing. It's like, yeah. And you can see it in his hands movement. Everything he's doing is starting to is to show that anxiety. And it's the anxiety that's actually being processed right now, the anxiety that he had. The interesting thing is what he's not talking about is the violence that was put onto him. And what was clear is that the violence was put onto him at some point. And he's not talking about that. So
yeah, he's a fucking fighter. And that's the craziest part as well, is that dad probably beat the shit out of him, like physically. So yeah.
Either he's completely processed that or it's still something that he needs to process.
When I talk about like, oh, I'd kill a man, it's like, you don't understand. You're like, when you go through that level of trauma, like you just view the world differently, you know? So it's like, I have a hole in my gum because I'd have so much anxiety as a kid. I would just scratch my gum until like, just blood.
It just makes me sad that a kid has to feel that way, you know?
Yeah. So like
any kid,
as a comedian, you got to joke about trauma. Like people think like I joke about all this shit. Like, you know, as we're laughing, like, you got to joke about it. If you don't, like, how do you process that? You know, how do you process that kind of abuse? I mean, I'll never forget my brother.
Yeah. So he's like, you have to joke about it because you have to process it and stuff like that. Obviously, again, I'm not Joe Hudson, but I just want to like see if I can couple this with how the whole fight might go tomorrow and the whole experience with us watching the UFC 328 main fight.
My brother, we were like upstairs once and he taped knives to his fucking leg. I mean, we're talking elementary school. He was going to go sit on the couch with my dad and stab him, dude. Like, you know, it's like.
So there it is.
So yeah, just one more time. I'm just going to show you his facial expression real quick. I just want you guys to watch how Sean Strickland looks right before Joe Hudson comes all the way on.
Dad stab him, dude. Like, you know, it's like.
So there it is again. It's like he's feeling the anxiety again. He's feeling like what had to be in his brother to want to stab the father, and the anxiety of like, oh, my brother's going to go to jail. My brother's going to stab my dad. And like all the anxiety that brings up with him, that again starts really hitting his process heavily. And I just have to say, like, wow, so courageous, so brave, so freaking awesome. Something in him knows this is his path to freedom, and he's like going to process it, and he's relentless in it. Right? Theo gives him lots of ways out, and he doesn't take any of them. He just keeps on coming back to another story, which is just awesome. Like, so much strength.
It's funny because when people say that, like therapists and stuff like that, it's kind of like almost patronizing. But when Hudson says it, it doesn't feel patronizing. It feels like genuine. So, anyways, regardless, let's watch this because, yeah,
kill him, man. But yeah, you fucking. I mean, we've all gone through shit. Man. But yeah, man, life's good. I make a lot of money now. I'm happy. But
did you think like because
Theo's feeling it, which is beautiful. He's trying to like go back and do a story that relates, maybe because he's a podcaster, maybe to help him feel comfortable. But he's giving us every signal. Sean's giving us every signal right now that there's another level that he wants to process through. And it has to do with the brother with the knife wanting to kill the dad. And like, he keeps on saying, well, we all have our shit. And he even deflected himself for the first time where he's like, I'm making a lot of money, but you can tell there's something happening because his hand is still going, and there's some way in which he's trying to say there's some other thing here that really fucking sucks to live with.
I remember hearing that like animals, if an animal peed somewhere, another animal wouldn't come. So I would stand up on my bed at night and I would pee around my bed in a circle because I was afraid that things were going to get me.
Shit, who were you afraid? Like any particular? Just
everything. I mean, I was just afraid of everything. Fuck, I wish I could have been even able to defend myself in my neighborhood or anything. Like I didn't have anybody to look out. I just didn't. So I think, you see guys like you guys, it's like at least, even though you're fighting each other, it's still like,
well, you got to learn it. You got to want to be violent. If it wasn't fighting, bro, I'd be in jail. Like it's not like to have like, you don't understand. Like I truly have a deep down urge to kill somebody. Like I can't, it doesn't go away. Like I just like, I don't know what it is, man. Like
there it is. That's the thing that he was trying to process before.
You just think like, yeah, it's fucked up, dude. So like when I train, it gives me tools to process it. But like, there's definitely something inside me that like tells me that like the moment I take someone's life, and now mind you, we could probably agree that it's because you have so much trauma and you're victimized, that like that's your way of like protecting you and saying that if you go and kill somebody, like you'll be happy. And I would if you could let me kill a man, like happy as I can't, but
right. Some places,
right? But you're
pull up in Memphis.
But, yeah.
Do what you want.
But I don't know. Like a lot of times, I don't know what it's like to talk to normal people.
Yeah,
I have some people who know exactly what it's like, who've been molested, who've been abused. And it's like I have some people know, have been beat up. These people know what it's like. But to go talk to the average person, like,
yeah,
man, you just don't know. It's like some people do, but you don't know what it's like to be able to like. The only thing like that would make me happy is the fucking literally cave in your fucking skull and like. The only thing that I truly want is the fucking like
make somebody hurt.
Fucking hurt, yes.
Yeah. He's describing something that's like the traumatic cycle, right? I was abused and I either become the victim or I become the abuser. And he's describing exactly what happens. If the trauma is not dealt with, then you have this thing in you that you're just like, I want to hurt somebody.
By the way, someone just gave a dislike, which is fine. That being said, like, yeah, just let me know if you guys have any questions, comments in the comment section. Any ideas you want me to talk on. Sorry. I'm going to go into one more video after this, and then we're going to be done. The next video I'm going to go over is just real quick. I'm going to, shout out to Fight Society. I'm just going to go ahead and share Fight Society's video as well, where he talks about and breaks down basically Hamzat Chimaev possibly missing weight. Yeah.
Because I was hurt. But in a human's mind, if you want to go and kill somebody, then you must be bad, right? Then the thing is, oh, I'm bad. So not only are you contending with this horrific feeling like that you want to hurt somebody, because that doesn't feel good in anybody's system. So which it is a response to the trauma. It's a thing that he's just like, I don't want to feel that. But you're also then having a very good reason to tell yourself that you're a bad person, that there's something wrong with you. There's something broken with you. And then that story perpetuates the whole thing. It makes the whole thing harder to process. And like, you're bad for feeling angry. You're bad for wanting revenge. You're bad for wanting to crave somebody's skull in. You're bad for being weak. You're bad for everything is just another way in which you're bad, which agrees with why you got the abuse in the first place, because there was something wrong with you. And the only way through that is to actually allow all of those feelings to be felt so that you no longer have that like, oh, I want to kill somebody. And thank goodness that this particular young gentleman had something like the UFC to channel all that aggression.
It makes me volatile. So I don't.
Yeah, and that's interesting as well, because if you look at it like the way, Joe Hudson, let's just go back one more time. I just want to clarify a couple of things, because he says basically the story behind his mind is like he's a bad person, right? So the reason why he wants to kill someone is because you think obviously that you're the bad person. You're a bad person. You think you're a bad individual. You have that self-belief, self-talk. But it can manifest as well, which is crazy, right? It can become like I said earlier, a self-fulfilling prophecy. That being said, like let's go ahead and just listen to one more time what he said, because yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Having a very good reason to tell yourself that you're a bad person, that there's something wrong with you, there's something broken with you, and then that story perpetuates the whole thing. It makes the whole thing harder to process.
Yeah.
And, like, you're bad for feeling angry, you're bad for wanting revenge, you're bad for wanting to crave somebody's skull in, you're bad for being weak, you're bad for everything is just another way in which you're bad. Which
also I do think as well, like Sean Strickland doesn't feel that awful about himself anymore. I think he's kind of accepted it, because if you look at his shit talk at the beginning, he would just go off the fucking rails. Now he's kind of tamed it down a little bit. I do believe the UFC has told Sean Strickland some stuff like, hey, tame it down, calm it down. Don't go too crazy. Don't be a complete idiot. And some people are even talking about this yesterday on MMA podcast that like he's clearly aware of it, but why is he still doing it? And in my head, it's like, he's still marketing himself. He's still fucking fun to listen to, hilarious to listen to. He's still entertaining us. So I don't mind it, but it does go to a level where, I mean, I'm glad that he's processed it. It seems like, at least that's what it looks like from the outside looking in. But it could be completely the opposite of that. So who are we?
Agrees with why you got the abuse in the first place, because there was something wrong with you. And the only way through that is to actually allow all of those feelings to be felt, so that you no longer have that, like, oh, I want to kill somebody. And thank goodness that this particular young gentleman had something like the UFC to channel all that aggression.
It makes me volatile. So I don't really, even to this day, like, I don't go out much.
You can't trust yourself, probably.
I can't trust myself.
Yeah, and there it is, right at the end. I can't trust myself. You can't feel like you can trust yourself if you think you're bad.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to Joe Hudson, man. If you guys haven't known him already, this is his channel, Joe Hudson, The Art of Accomplishment. Go ahead and give him a quick follow or subscribe if you'd like. And then let's go into the next video where we talk about where I think, what's his name? Is his name Wayne? Or what the fuck? Sorry, 1 second. Anyways, we're going to talk about what Fight Society. I'm going to show you the video, guys, where Fight Society basically goes over and shows us how Hamzat Chimaev possibly fucking miss weight, yeah? This motherfucker, yeah? You miss weight, yeah? All right, let's get into it.
Dude, I'm so upset. They can't keep getting away with it. Hamzat Chimaev very, very clearly missed weight today at the UFC 328 weigh-ins, and the UFC gifted him this. They did the same thing to Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 254. They allowed him to still make weight despite being way overweight for his fight with Justin Gaethje. But yet Charles Oliveira had the belt taken off of him in this exact same scenario. I am tired of the Dagestani privilege, the Chechen privilege, the Kadyrov privilege, whatever it is. I'm pissed about it. I'm tired. I am tired of this bullshit in our sport. I thought it was almost gone. And so we have Hamzat Chimaev missing weight and also kicking Sean Strickland in the nuts at the press conference. And I have another angle, because some of you guys might say that this is total bullshit. I have another angle that will show you guys exactly how Hamzat Chimaev missed weight and how the UFC is covering it up. All right, so stick around to hear the full story. My name is Wyatt. Welcome to Fight Society.
Yeah, Fight Society is pretty awesome.
What's up, guys? So it's not another day, another dollar. It's another day, another piece of bullshit from Hamzat Chimaev in his camp. He missed weight today, kicked Sean Strickland in the nuts the day before, and on top of everything else that he's done to ruin UFC events, even like the UFC 279 press conference and main event got ruined because of him, okay? So let's get into it, because Hamzat Chimaev has missed weight. We will start with Sean Strickland first. Sean Strickland came in, and he looked good. Sean Strickland, obviously a little dry, a little sucked out, but not bad. Like, he's still looking pretty full, no diddy, for, cutting weight and stepping on the scale right here. He actually looks pretty good. This is him weighing in.
185, the official weight for Sean Strickland.
And you see Sean Strickland's eyes are not sucked out, anything like that. He actually looks good. It looks like he was very, very disciplined in camp, and that means that he didn't have to cut extra water weight on the day up. And he's smiling. He looks like he's in good spirits, all that.
Yeah, I don't have much to say here, to be honest with you guys, because,
looks great. Strickland was a welterweight at one point, and he actually, made weight at welterweight, unlike Hamzat. So here we have Hamzat Chimaev hitting the scale, and it is so abundantly clear that he is miserable and worried that he's going.
He looked fucking horrible, by the way. He looked like fucking terrible. Let's see.
This fight card was built the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Khamzat Chimaev.
He looks pretty dejected, man.
Yeah,
He's hurt. He is hurting. I hope this man
Are
makes
they
weight.
bringing the box out right away or no?
I don't know. He's not taking his underwear off to start.
Well,
just so you guys know, it's like up 1.2 speed.
Oh, it went up. It went up. 185.
Did you see how quick that was? Did you see how fucking brutally quick that was?
Khamzat Chimaev.
And you see right here, he's miserable. He's dry. His eyes are sucked out. He's very, very dejected. And this was a total setup by the UFC. They basically told him, in my opinion.
What's even crazy is this guy used to do fucking 170. Like this guy used to, that's why he missed fucking weight at 170. It's basically a weight bully.
Time that Hamzat Chimaev has fought, they have talked about Hamzat Chimaev having a rough weight cut. And when you consider that he basically retired because of having COVID, this is a weak-minded guy that is not disciplined enough to diet during camp so he doesn't have this weight cut. He was a weight bully at 170, and he's found a way to be an overweight weight bully at 185 pounds too. Let's look at it right here. This is how long it was.
right away or no?
Okay, he walks up.
I don't know. He's not taking his underwear off to start.
Well,
Oh, it went up. It went up.
You hear DC say it went up. It went up. And they're surprised that they say 185.
Yeah.
Watch this.
well,
He's gonna talk about how you can hear it as well.
Went up. It went up. 185.
DC, Talgate himself, he knew exactly what that was. And DC's cheated himself on the scale as well.
Yeah.
But you look at Strickland's weigh-in. Now look at how long they let this scale move. They give it about 5 seconds where Hamzat's like barely a second and a half. Watch. Okay, he's on the scale. He's on the scale. Weight starts moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But like 4.5, 5 seconds. And you see the scale, it settles. It settles. They say 185. Look.
Watch
it settles, and it actually goes down. He was probably about 185 or 184 and a half. And they just set it at 85 just to make it close. I'm telling you, they use these old scales instead of digital ones so that they can do shit like this because the show must go on. This is sports entertainment. So Sean Strickland, he's the one that has security all over him because they think he's going to do something. Then Hamzat Chimaev kicks him. They have all of these fail-safes in place for Hamzat Chimaev, but Sean Strickland has to show up and do his job. I'm so pissed, bro.
Yeah, so
and you look, it dropped down. He was probably 184 and a half. Whereas we go to Hamzat,
Taking his underwear off to start.
you'll see a little bit right here.
Oh, it went up. It went up. 185.
And then you hear it very, very lightly. You hear it very lightly tap the top of the scale, which means it's too heavy. And for those of you that think I'm bullshitting, I know a lot of these Hamzat fans, a lot of these Glazers, the Khabib fans, the Hamzat fans, the Islam fans. I mean, I had somebody tell me that they were going to kill me in my Instagram DMs yesterday because I talk shit about Hamzat. Now, watch this other angle. Before you guys argue with me or do something in my DMs or in my comment section, watch this.
Champion of the world, Khamzat Chimaev.
And as you can see right here, he looks dejected and drained going up to this scale.
By the way, guys, just real quick, if you haven't already checked out Fight Society's page, like this guy exposed Khabib. This guy exposed Khabib's like fight record that's fake, and also he exposed his fucking like little like crypto scheme, in my opinion.
Okay, so there he is. Here we go. Watch the scale, guys. Watch this scale so closely.
Yeah, this is a great.
Okay, so it goes way up and then bounces down. Watch. Watch. Bounces.
185.
185 and then it hits the top.
185. The official.
It doesn't even settle for a second. He says 185 and it hits the top. Look, watch this. Heavy. Bouncing around. 185. Touches the top. Listen to it one more time. Watch. Right after he says 185, you hear it hit the top.
185.
This is not a legit weigh-in right here. This is fraudulent bullshit from the UFC. I'm pissed about this, and I get it. This is the biggest fight. They need this title on the line with him on the card for this fight to sell. I mean, the tickets are already sold, but for people to watch, they can't have this be only Sean Strickland can become champion. If Khamzat wins, it's a vacant belt because that's what they did to Charles Oliveira, and the fans hated that. And here we have the Khabib weigh-in at UFC 254 when he fought Justin Gaethje. This is the same thing, the same people, the same guys that are a cancer on our sport, man. Watch.
Here he is, the Eagle, stepping
on
on
if you guys
the
haven't
scale.
watched this guy's fight
lightweight
that one was even worse than Khamzat. That was even worse than Khamzat, but they got the scale.
The local time. Here he is.
His,
watch, so they remove the pin. They remove the pin. It moves up and they wipe it. This is probably the worst. Khamzat's wasn't as bad as this, but it's damn close.
The Eagle stepping on the scale.
Clears the pin. Watch, it's moving up. It's moving up.
He is
Clears it while it's touching the top. Oh my God, bro. The fucking shit the fucking privilege they get in this goddamn sport, bro.
I wonder why the UFC does it. Like
watch.
The Eagle
pin removed. It's moving up. Wipes it while it sits at the top. Oh my God.
And we are about to find out if he made weight. He appears to be a little bit.
Ariel Helwani in the background.
And there we have it right there. This is just such nonsense, bro. That this is what these guys get. And it's the same thing. Khabib in Abu Dhabi. They had to make sure he was in the main event fighting for a belt. So why does Hamzat Chimaev?
Yeah. So basically what he's saying is like, dude, this is like #1 bullshit. You know, they're basically doing this bullshit with Hamzat Chimaev and letting him, you know, possibly, you know, go for that title shot, make the weight, quote unquote, make weight, right? If you guys haven't joined, or if you just joined right now, by the way, please feel free to subscribe. We just went over basically the UFC Freedom 250 fight card. Sorry, not fight card. The UFC 250 Freedom, the press conference, and we also went over Joe Hudson doing the breakdown of Sean Strickland's, you know, trauma, so to speak, and the interview with Theo Von on Theo Von's podcast. There is one more video I wanted to go over on this live. I wanted to go over the video about, you know, by the way, we just had like 24 some viewers at one point. So I just want to say thank you to you guys who have stuck around, the ones that have stuck around and stayed around and are still watching and still watching as well. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe, like the video. And that's pretty much it for today. If you haven't watched my video from yesterday, I did a live. I did a whole reaction to the UFC 328 press conference, which was really good, by the way. And we had some people chiming in on the comments as well and letting me know in the chat what they thought about stuff as well. If you haven't watched like some previous videos as well, go ahead and watch those. I'm going to quickly just pull it up right now. Just bear with me one momento, and I will go ahead and let you guys know which videos I think you guys should definitely take a look at. Because some of these videos are just like incredible. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, go ahead and check out these. The Edwards versus JDM. This is where Colin and I go over Edwards versus JDM. And, you know, Colin basically has a weird take on that whole thing, in my opinion. Colin, if you're watching this, by the way, I'm sorry. And or rewatching this, I'm sorry. Yeah, I said basically Ian Gary's a pansy on this one. We talked about Van versus Tyra. I talked about Joaquin Buckley in this one versus, you know, what's his name? Tyra versus Van, and then also Joaquin Buckley versus Sean Brady. We went over this as well. Yeah, there's just quite a few videos. I've been doing this for the past like 6-9 months now. So feel free to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Apart from that, thank you for, you know, being here. Thank you for joining the channel. I genuinely appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you.